Good morning, Rippers, or it might be afternoon, evening, wherever it is where you're at. Anyway, I hope you're having a good one. I hope you guys all had, of course, a wonderful weekend, got a little bit of rest and relaxation from the overeating and tryptophan, right? Overdoses. Hey, it is that season, and while it is a stressful season, it's a time where, well, it's more stressful than it really should be. So remember that too, remember that, put the importance where it needs to be put, right? People will understand if you can't do as much, especially in these days, and quite honestly, just being remembered, told that you love them, and that you miss them, and that you're happy to see them, all that kind of good stuff. Share a meal. Those are all great things, and they mean a lot too, right? And it might get us in practice for what may lie ahead, right? We may not have the norm, let's say. But let's also say that we want to spread some of that preparedness mindset, right? There are some great things out there, and I found one, and the reason I'm going to show it to you is because before, if you guys remember, and I'll try to remember to put it down into the description section and the comment section, I did a review of the Jetboil because I had an old Jetboil, one of the first ones that came out that I used as my go-to, man. That's in my go for it bag, whether it's out going for a 1 week camping trip out in the woods to a 24-hour got to get home, whatever kind of bag, whatever you want to call it. It's a great thing to have in there. They're sturdy, they're compact. You can put coffee in there with them too, because you got to have coffee, right? Right. That's what keeps you going. Anyway, but they're expensive. They're like $100 or more, right? And it depends on the model. And then, of course, they got bigger pots and smaller pots that you can get for them and all that kind of stuff. Because they're good at those add-on sales, right? But would you believe it that Wally World, I think that Jetboil may have had their patent run out, or these guys are just doing it that little bit differently that it gets by. But anyway, leave it to the Chinese. I gotta say that. I mean, this is a quality piece. You're gonna see. It's not junk, but it's half the price. Half the price, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's the Striker 200 Multi-Fuel by Camp Chef. Now, Camp Chef is a known name, and it pretty much comes loaded out. Let's check it out. I'm gonna show you guys. And it's a very much like the Jetboil. The burn system is very much like it, right? And there's a few other little things. So with it, you get this neato carrying bag, which is kind of nice to have that in your sack so that you can actually use this. I mean, think about it. You could use this to make a quick fish trap for catching minnows, to catch bigger fish, right? You could use that as tie some paracord to this and put something you want to keep cool in the river but don't want it to wash away, right? You could use this as you're picking up mushrooms while you're foraging in the woods, especially if you're watching Arkansas Wild Man Survival, man. He'll teach you what to pick and what not to pick, and that you can put in a gathering bag like this and just attach it to your belt with a little clip, right? There's all kinds of things. So you got to use your imagination, right? Anyway, comes with this neat case. Now, we'll put that aside for right now. Now, some neat features is it has this handle that comes across. Now, that's one thing that the Jetboil really doesn't have, is a handle like this, right? And this, because this is a little bit bigger, it's more like a pot. And that's one thing I kind of caught my eye about it, is that the Jetboil is smaller and taller, makes it a little bit more top heavy. And this one is more something you could do a soup in or something, right? Now, it has that same sort of Jetboil system, if you notice, with the manifold that's in here to help conduct heat and get a convection going through there to help it boil water faster, that kind of thing. And so we'll start out, you just take that and it flips over and it locks in. Look at that. And it's the whole unit too. This is the burner thing right there, stays with it. Now, you've got your lid, right? We'll set that aside. Now inside here you have, and that's the neat thing about these and the Jetboils, is they all kind of nest together, right? So here you've got this little base like that flips out, and it goes in top of here on top of this fuel canister. Now, what's neat about this is that's what's for putting onto your propane, right? Now, you're gonna think, it's propane? Who wants to carry that propane bottle? That's where it gets even neater. So hang in there, keep with us now. Don't go away, don't click through. I'm telling you, you're gonna miss out if you do. Anyway, then I got myself a little, look, I bought the competitor's fuel because I had it and I had it on sale, and it was nice and small. It was a smaller one that fits in here. So you can keep this. Now this will do if you're smart about how you cook and you don't just leave things running and whatnot. You can get through a 6 or 7 day, maybe even an 8-day trip excursion on a canister like this. Now I'd take another one, especially if you're going to run things like lanterns and whatnot. But this is your isobutane propane fuel mix. This is the mix fuel. This is straight up propane, right? But this will run on either. Okay, so that being said, we'll set that fuel aside. Now inside here, nested in here next, is the burner unit. Now you're going to look at that, and a little surprise right there. You're going to look at this and you're going to say, that looks a ton like the Jetboil. And I'm going to say, yeah, it really does. It's pretty interesting, I will say, at half the price. And it looks like all the same fittings. I mean, look at it. That's some quality stuff right there. I'm telling you what. Durability wise, I think it's every bit as durable. You know, the canister looks about the same. Oh, and there's one more thing. Inside here, oh, there goes Benny stealing the show again. Inside here comes this little base holder. Now what this is for this little guy. You put him in there like that, and then this one, yep, rotates in there like that, and it kind of locks down on there. Look at that. Now you've got a base holder on your smaller canister too, because these things can tend to tip. So that keeps them from tipping. And you don't have to buy these extra fittings, right? So far, it comes with more than the Jetboil. It comes with all those little extra things the Jetboil wants to charge you for. So that runs the price up even more. Now, you can see we're empty right here. And so that's the pot. Now, just like a Jetboil, that pot kind of goes, you see how it goes on there and it twists to lock it in there, right? So it's all locked in. Now, you can take and put it on the, now what's interesting is you can use this burner right here, and this would be the normal one, right? And so everybody knows how that works. We're gonna look at the propane one. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the propane tank. Now, you ask yourself, how are you going to do that? Because the fittings are different. See, check this out. Little tiny screw fitting on there. Whoops. And then we got this great big old come off there. Yeehaw, come on. There you go. You got the big one, right? Well, let's check this out. With this kit, it's a dual fuel. So you take this little jobby like that. Look at that. Right? It turns the propane into the butane fixture. Isn't that awesome? I think it's pretty awesome. So let's get that sucker on there like that. Nice and tight. Make sure it ain't hissing. There we go. There we go. Okay. We'll put that base back on there. It was trying to run away on me because it's got legs, right? Anyway, then this just screws right down there on top of that. Just like this. Now keep in mind, with the backpacking canister, the smaller isopropane butane mix, well, you're going to have it all in the same kit. So we'll go like that. Now, just like any of the others, you'll see you kind of turn it on. Ooh, you can hear it hissing already. Turn it on just a little. Look at that. Ooh, that even sounds badass. So what we're going to do, so we don't burn it up, hang tight. I'm going to get some water. Okay. Ran over there to the kitchen. 1 cup of water. Let's see how fast it takes to get it to a boil. So we're going to get this thing going. Whee! Look at that. Now I'm going to have to talk a little louder because, well, that's kind of loud. Of course, we can probably turn it down just a little bit. Anyway, while we enjoy the coffee, we want to talk about supporting other people. like the EWPN channel. They're really putting out some good news, right? I'll put their link in there in the description section too, and all the people involved with that. And also, like right now, I'm taking a look-see here to Roaming Preppers Live right before I started this. And he's got some great things to say. And I like the conversation in there. And the chat has some really great people in there. Now, some of them we already know. Holy moly, am I seeing steam already? Let me look. It's not even got a cap on it. Let's put the top on it. Boom. Just like that. Now, you can lock that over if you want, but there's no need to. So as you can see, it has the same warming thing on it, so you could grab it by this that the Jetboil does, but it's got this handle, which is even better. Now, you could do soups and stuff in this too. Oh, getting back to supporting people. Be sure to be supporting people in the chat too. I love it when you guys share into the comment section your thoughts on what was in the video, what was being shown, helpful ideas, or even products that you may have found for a good deal, or other ideas you have. These are all things we need to be sharing right now before they stop allowing us to share altogether, right? So, that being said, be sure to share in the comment section. Be sure to share this out on all the platforms you use. I don't use a whole lot of what do you call it, social media. Now, Benny, cut it out. He's trying to get through the door with a can. Anyway, social media and all that. I don't do like the gidget and fidget and face this and, you know, twit that, right? I don't do all that stuff. Not yet, at least. And I probably should. Oh, look, let's see what we got going here. We already got a rolling boil. Boom, just like that. 1 cup of water. Now you can go back on the video. We'll let this cool off and time that out. Then go back to the Jetboil video and see how long it took it to boil a cup of water. I'd say that was pretty fast and pretty efficient. And you can use either fuel. Now what's really great about that too is in a SHTF situation, emergency situation, it gives you the flexibility of using what you can find. You might not be able to find these little guys, or even the bigger ones. It doesn't have to be the tiny one. It can be the different sizes, but these may be more expensive. These may be on sale for a pair of 2, right? It's always good. Most people have these. And in a future video, I'll show you a neat little gadget I have for keeping even these full. So that being said, keep an eye out. But go back to that other video, check it out, see how long it took. You're going to see that this thing here, I think, performs just as well, actually better, I think, and may find its new way into one of my oh shit boxes in the back of the car, right? Because I got boxes, because it never fails around here in Oregon. Somebody gets stuck in the snow, does the wrong thing, leaves their vehicle, doesn't have the communication they might need, and doesn't have survival gear, and unfortunately it doesn't always turn out good. So that being said, it's always a good idea to check out my videos on my oh shit boxes too. Now, that's a shameless plug, I'll admit it, but they're good stuff, and it's good stuff to have with you, right? Because I was seeing too many of those, and in volunteering, doing some of that search and rescue type stuff, it's always sad, and it doesn't have to be. There's so many times, like even in Texas, where just a little bit of knowledge could not only go a long way, but it could save your life, right? And being just slightly prepared. Now, here's the kicker. This was like $56, I believe, right in that range. So it's not the cheapest stove out there, and I've shown some others that are smaller, not quite as able to do as much volume, that will also get you by as well. And there's some cheaper ones you can get that are like on tabletop models, right? For if you're going to have it in your house in case your power goes down or your gas goes out. So this is just another option for you. It's another great idea for somebody for a Christmas present that doesn't necessarily break the bank, and also gives them something that when they use it, they're going to remember who gave it to them, why it was given to them, and then they're going to think to themselves, maybe getting prepared is a good idea. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and share it all over, right? Be sure also to put your comments in the comment section. You guys know I do reply to them as best I can, and I do a pretty good job at it, I think. But Go ahead and put anything you want in there. Even if I did something stupid or wrong, that's okay. I don't mind. Just be respectful. Be respectful of other people. Because one thing we need to do today is be respectful, see the division and ignore it, and be accepting of one another, even if we don't always see eye to eye. And that way we can come together for the greater good. And I don't mean that in a politician type way. I truly mean that as in a greater type good, like it used to be in communities, right? Where we took care of each other, we took care of our friends, family, and neighborhoods. And in doing so, we took care of our region, our communities, our states, and even our country. So, that being said, you guys be safe, stay secure, always be aware of your surroundings, especially right now if you're paying attention to the news. You need to be self-aware, right? Pay attention. If you carry, always carry. If you don't, why not? You should be. Get to carrying. Or have something to take care of yourself and protect yourself if it's not allowed in your area. Because it's important that you take care of yourself and always be getting prepared and ready for anything that may come your way. Until next time, adios.